In 2011, David went on a journey. He wanted to find one specific house out of Las Vegas's 260,000, a white home on the edge of a golf course with tan roof accents and rock pillars. Does it look familiar? For movie fans, it should. This is the Las Vegas home of Sam and Ginger Rothstein from the movie Casino. All David knew was that the house was in Paradise Palms, Las Vegas's first master-planned community, and one whose history includes not only scandal, but murder. But before we tell the story of Paradise Palms, we need to make a trip back in time to 1920s Los Angeles, when the city was at war with bootleggers. Tucked in the central branch of the Metropolitan Vice Detail is the Purity Squad, a group of cops assigned to clean up the rum-soaked gambling parlors. Many of the Purity Squad were destined to become famous, but no one is better known than Guy McGaffey, the squad's headliner. Guy is the LAPD's swashbuckling cop, a man who once crashed through a rooftop skylight in order to catch a game of fantail. Loudmouthed and insubordinate, Guy fluctuated between exile and exaltation within the LAPD. But despite suspensions, dismissals, and reinstatements, Guy eventually climbed to the top of the Purity Squad after pulling off a daring raid under the nose of the acting head. There was just one problem. Guy was a saloon owner himself. Guy not only ran games, he owned a string of lucrative underground casinos and brothels. In fact, his wife was one of the most high-profile madames in the city. His rise as crime boss was not stopped by his eventual expulsion from the LAPD, nor by the city's Don, Charles Crawford. And by 1931, McGaffey had positioned himself as the king of LA's gambling halls. Meanwhile, Nevada had become the only state to legalize gambling. So Guy decided to follow the winds and move to the more welcoming city of Las Vegas. But now back in present-day Las Vegas, David was on the move. In his quest, he had enlisted a local historian, Steve, who had previously helped him track down the still-living showgirl in Centerfold, Felicia Atkins. Steve believed that he had identified the casino home. It was on a lot located off of the National Golf Course. But sadly, this lot was empty. The home had burned down in 1998, the culmination of a bizarre series of events that would end in murder. The owners of the home on 2121 Geronimo Way were always described as strange. The woman was a hefty Liz Taylor lookalike with a beacomb wig, overwhelming perfume, and a sinister dazzle. The man was red-faced, older, often drunk, and very shy. The Kimeses were viewed with mistrust by their neighbors, but couldn't be attached to anything more than eccentricity until the summer of 1985. That afternoon, the Kimeses' neighbors were startled by a frantic knocking on their door. A panicked young woman stood at their threshold and asked in tearful, broken English for the police. The woman turned out to be one of at least 7 maids employed by Sante who were living in conditions akin to slavery. They had been lured to the U.S. from Mexico with the promise of high salaries, but once ensconced in one of the Kimeses' several homes, they were locked inside, denied pay, and prevented from communicating with the outside world. Sante went to jail and things quieted down at the house on Geronimo Way. But the lull was short-lived. Sante was released in 1989 and came back with big plans. Around this time, Sante transferred ownership of the home into the name of David Kasdan, a family friend. The unwitting David confronted Sante after the bank contacted him regarding a second mortgage she took out on the home. He was later found shot to death. Not much later, the house was transferred to a new owner, and finally, one night, it went up in flames. Sante herself would later end up in jail, but only after committing at least 2 other murders. The charge that finally brought her down? A bounce check. The idea that 2121 Geronimo Way was the casino house never sat well with David. Though Sante clearly liked to scheme up ways to make money, it made no sense that someone so enmeshed in criminal schemes would invite the attention of a film crew. Steve, meanwhile, had tracked down the home of Sam Rothstein's real-life namesake, Frank Rosenthal. Frank Rosenthal was one of Las Vegas's many made men, pulled in by the money-making potential of Vegas's new kind of casino, the kind created by Guy McGaffey. You see, when Guy made his move to Las Vegas, casinos were still local businesses clustered along Front Street in what was then downtown Vegas. Guy bought one existing casino here, but soon found Frontier Street to be too small and crowded to fuel his ambitions. He purchased another casino, this one outside of city limits on Highway 91, and turned it into a high-end club. Soon he was building other ritzy casinos and hotels around town. And others followed. Meyer Lansky and Bugsy Siegel came to Las Vegas, saw the potential as well, and began opening mob-run casinos. Between the allure of these fancy new casinos and the wartime boom, Las Vegas attracted thousands, made men, Hollywood entertainers, and ordinary workers alike. Homes were needed to house all these people, and so in 1960, Irwin Molaskey and Merv Adelson created Paradise Palms, a master-planned community with mid-century modern homes that catered to the taste of the Hollywood and mobster elite. And yes, Paradise Palms would become home to Frank Lefty Rosenthal. But, though fitting as it may have been, Lefty's old home was not the film set for a casino. The casino house is, in fact, on 351 Cochise Lane. Not only is it very much in existence, but the home's owners have kept it exactly as it looked after the filming of Casino. So David not only found the house, he got to tour Sam's digs. Now, the owners of 351 Cochise understandably don't wish to be disturbed by film lovers looking for a peek at the casino house. So don't go knocking on their door yourself. But next time you're in Las Vegas, do drive through Paradise Palms. You'll see not only outstanding mid-century modern homes, but key pieces of Las Vegas history, from Santé's crime pad to Lefty's old haunting ground. But what do you think? Do you have any stories about tracking down Las Vegas history? Let us know in the comments. Did you like this video? You're going to love our Know Your Land quiz. Check it out at gocap.com/quiz. Take it to unlock $50 off our $1 down listings or courses. Until next time.